Another really important thing to check on your superannuation statement is who you have nominated as the beneficiary of your superannuation. And that's really important in the event of your death that your money goes to the right people. It's even more important if you have a significant balance or a significant amount of insurance and you want those monies to go to specific people in your life. So let's have a chat and let's go through what the options are. And if I point up here in this particular statement for this person, they have not nominated a beneficiary. So if you don't nominate a beneficiary, what will happen in the event of your death is that your money will go out to where it's supposed to go to, but first it has to be assessed by the trustees of your superannuation fund. And as I get into the detail about what a binding nomination is, it'll give you a little bit more context to what some of the likely outcomes are if you don't make a nomination. So if you're going to make a nomination, a binding nomination is generally the one that people are most likely to make. So let me take you through who is a valid binding nomination. So one group of people that's a valid nomination is your children. So you can nominate if you have 3 children. 3 is probably not a good number. Let's go 2 children. You might go 50% each for your money to go to them. And being a binding nomination, as long as it's signed and valid, that money will flow to your children with a valid binding nomination, and you need to check with your fund and submit it with your fund if that's what you wanted to do to gift those monies to your children. Another valid nomination is your spouse or de facto spouse. They are seen as a superannuation dependent, so they are someone else that you can nominate to receive your funds under a binding beneficiary nomination. The other, you can also nominate someone who is in an interdependency relationship with you. Some really key things that you have to tick off and check on this one. Jump on the ATO website if this is where you think you sit and who you want to nominate. Generally, an interdependency relationship is you live together, you have a close personal relationship, one or both of you provide financial support to each other, and one or both of you provide each other with domestic support and also personal care. So you can see there's a few things that you need to tick off there. So if that sort of sounds like what you're wanting to do, make sure you check that out and or receive legal advice. The other person that you can nominate under a binding nomination is your legal personal representative. And maybe in layman's terms, that would be the person who is the executor of your will. So if you're going to go down that route and nominate someone who is your legal personal representative, make sure your will and your documents are in order and everything aligns, so the monies can then go out to the legal personal representative. It then starts to form part of your will and the instructions you've given in your will. And some things to consider there is if it's not a child, if it's not a spouse, if it's someone that doesn't meet interdependency relationships and you want that money to flow through to them, get your wills and estate documents in order with a solicitor, or a good financial planner will help you work through that process and get those documents in place so that the monies can go to someone different. So I hope that's helped for this superannuation statement series and talking to making sure you get your nominations in order so that you can do your best to ensure that the monies go to the right place under binding nominations. Now, if you don't make a nomination and it's seen as non-binding, generally speaking, the trustees are going to reference and look into things like your children and their entitlement to your monies, your spouse, and also they are going to look at your will if you have one in place as well. So all of that takes a lot of time. So it's best to get this in order so you don't leave behind a mess and a long-winded issue for those that are trying to sort out your money if you are to die prematurely. So once again, I hope that's helped. And if you've got any questions, comments, please pop them in the comments, and happy to explore this further.